infrastructure, Your Excellency, one of the most notable improvements in our area has been the enhanced security, which has fostered an environment conducive to business and investment. We are thankful to the efforts of the government in maintaining law and order in Chetu, Mukono and the surrounding areas. This security has not only facilitated the growth of business, but has also attracted investors to our locality.
Your Excellency, when you launched the standard gauge railway construction in Tororo, you mentioned how you had been told of the big numbers of Ugandans using the old passenger train and how they push one another to get into there. Indeed, Your Excellency, it's true, just as has been reiterated by the chairperson LC1. The ridership is too much. We are overwhelmed, and we pray that we get more coaches. Because as of now, we have only 5 coaches that we are operating, but by the time that train gets to Kampala, hardly anybody has room to sit.
Behind the construction and development of this railway line was comprised of Ugandans. A proof to the incredible talent, skill, and keenness to team and adapt. The same happened in the sleepers factory. From engineers to laborers, from project managers to technicians, each and every person involved in this project has demonstrated what we can achieve when we come together and invest in building to local workforce. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, by employing such a high percentage of local staff, we have not only built a railway line, we have built opportunities. We have
today, it's 1 year ago, while at Kawolo in Lugazi, when you came to commission the concrete stripper factory. So I'm proud to say within that 1 year, we have been able to put a real line, which is not a theoretical thing, but a practical. And from that factory that all these sleepers, which we are talking about, were manufactured. And as you have heard from the Imathia director, by Ugandans, 95% with the technical assistance from the Spanish. What started as a trial has now become a challenge, but it's good. The challenge gives you what to think about. So when you have a challenge, then you can think. So the challenge now is how to increase the services, which have moved up to Mukono, and yet now the demand is that we move up to Lugazi. Your Excellency, on average, we move every morning and evening about 650 people at a go. Now, if you take that in terms of taxis, those are about 46 taxis off the road.
Recently, we had a rationalization exercise. You remember there was a debate where we were pointing out that what was being done was irrational. And you remember the battle we had with all these groups, UCDA for coffee, for this one. Now here, we are beginning to rationalize transport. Because the transport system we have now is irrational. And because of the revival, we now have a pressure for rapid rationalization of the transport system. Because the revived economy has put so many vehicles on the roads Yes, the roads were also repaired in some cases, and new ones built, but they can't cope rationally with the pressure. This is because buli kintu kyonna kiri ku luguudo. Everything is on the roads. Cargo, dry cargo, wet cargo, petroleum products, passengers, all on the roads. So what we are starting now is that, no, this is not rational. The rational thing is that petroleum products must be transported through the pipelines to and from Mombasa, to and from Dar es Salaam, and later on from the refinery in Hoima to the distribution points in Bujuku, I think, Buloba or something like that. So now, where we are going, we are not going to have the Chigogwas. You remember Chigogwa? Where people burnt themselves trying to get free fuel when a petrol tanker had overturned in Chigogwa near after Matuga. Because much of the petrol will be transported by pipelines. So all these traders will get off the road, the ones from Mombasa to Kigali and all that. Then the cargo should go from the roads to the railway. What we are doing here is